Well, hello there. Welcome to a new edition. I'm in the car today. A new edition of Between the Horns with your host, Mr. Aaron Horn. It's a pleasure to be here, to be able to come on these here interwebs and make this video and talk about what's between the horns for me today. What's between the horns for me today is it's not a competition. The journey of life is not a competition. And if it is, it's not. If it is, you're only competing against yourself. Yourself yesterday. Yourself a minute ago. You're really just competing against you, if you want to say that. But that's not what life is. I don't believe that. I don't believe it has anything to do with competition. I see it as an individual race for each to run. Their own individual race. It's uniquely theirs. And I just want to maybe this helps me sometimes. When others come to me and confirm in me that maybe I'm comparing myself and trying to be other people and trying to do certain things, to be aware of that and to show myself grace in that. When I'm reminded of that, I know that lets me off the hook. Off the hook. It helps me to remember that life is not about keeping up with or doing as well as or being like someone else, being a good person like someone else. There's such an array of things that can go into what really is going on with someone when they're doing good. I can put on about a lot of things. I'm a good actor. That's another trauma response. I wasn't acting. In high school, I was in drama, and I've done a little bit here and there since. Not much, but that part of it. But growing up in the way I did, it was about performance and about keeping up with and looking good for, putting on a good exterior so others can't see what's going on inside. And that sucks. Anybody that's ever lived like that knows that sucks. But guess what? Now, uninhibited, without any regard to what anybody even goes through someone else's brain concerning what I'm doing and or how I'm doing it, it's not a concern of mine. I don't give that airwave. Oh, sure, it still comes in and tries to bombard me. I still have that side of me that is constantly, it's ingrained in me from a very early age. But to be able to step back and say, that's not what I'm going for here. I'm not going for other people's journeys. I'm not trying to be them. They're doing them, the variables in their life, the variables in mine, everything that has gone on, the decisions that each one of us have made, the way things have happened in our lives, the way they haven't happened in our lives, all those variables that go into it. There's no way we can compare. We're unique. We're supposed to be unique. It's fascinating. Like this is the opposite. What I'm talking about right now is the opposite of what mainstream is telling us. Whatever mainstream is, it's telling us that we need to do all these things. Be successful enough. Have this so and so. They're this, that, and the other. And there's always a title and a way of boosting that ego, if you will, or greed, pride, keeping up with the Joneses, running the rat race, trying to keep up with the newest and the best and what's hip and what's not. And if that's for you, that's for you. But I don't think that's real life. I think that's a distraction personally. from the real thing of life, what's really going on in life. I mean, life is our own reality. There is truth in that, whether you believe in the hippy dippy shit or not. There is truth within that. We are our own reality up here. We form our own story up here. It's not like anyone else's. That's why you can have kids raised in the same exact home. Years later, they argue because they didn't have the same experience. There's an example. It goes on and on and on and on and on. We are living in our own experience. So if that's true, if I am my own experience, what's going on up here for me, how I perceive life, the things in life, that is true, and it is, then it's not anybody else's. So why would I compete inside of that with them? Maybe out of shame, maybe out of not wanting to get ridiculed or laughed at, or being singled out as different. And I get all that. I've lived in that place of having to perform that way. But to be where I'm at today, come a long, long, long ways. And to be able to say, it's not about looking at people and saying, go screw yourself, you don't like what I'm doing. It's completely different. It's not giving it airspace. It's not giving it airtime. It's not giving it time at all. Like, you're not giving it any space in your life. People say, well, what happens when it won't get away? And it's like, I'm like, okay, I understand I'm a big guy and whatever, but nobody tells me to set right in it with them. If they come at me with their drama and whatever, I've gotten in my car and driven away with no explanation, no goodbye. And I'll do it 100,000 times more if it's necessary. Let that person have some time to think. I'll go away and draw, maybe, and try to get back to that and say, hey, what's going on? I'm not going to deal with it in that particular place, but I do care and I do want to talk about it. Maybe if it's necessary, but we don't have to always give an explanation. That's another key point. You just don't always have to give. You don't have to give an explanation. Like life is autonomous to me. Like, I am Aaron. I only have to do Aaron. Okay? So I can just, if it's something that I've already chosen that I'm not going to be a part of, whether it be rumors or the drama of life or backbiting people or being in certain places when certain things are happening, or whatever my things, my boundaries are, it's just, I don't have to check in with anybody to justify that. I can just, if necessary, if it gets to that point, I can just walk away without explanation. Because I don't owe that thing anything. I'm autonomous to myself. If I want to give explanation, or if I want to explain it, but I don't have to. That's key. It's not a competition. It's just not. The journey of life is just for you. Remember that today. Give yourself grace. Trying to hold yourself up against other people and what they think you should and shouldn't be doing. Between the Horns, with your host, Mr. Aaron Horn. I love you guys. It's a blessing to be able to come on and just share from my heart. It really is. I see a lot of us that are working really hard, running ourselves ragged to try to stay up with everyone's expectations and standards that others have set for us. And it's just not a healthy way to live. It's healthy to have those boundaries and to know who we are and to say, hey, no, I'm not. Don't need to explain it. I'm just not. Let's set that standard. Let's normalize that. Let's normalize somebody comes to us and says no about something or yes about something, whatever, not having to dig in any further. Just okay. It's kind of fascinating. But anyway, I could ramble about this for another bit, but I won't. I think it's obvious. what I'm trying to say today. Life is not a competition. Be you. Be unique. Blessings. Peace out.